I need Robin to tell the audience what they think that piece of hair is.
First of all, I said, look at this curl, and then I did this. And then I did defend myself, and I said, okay, well, I don't know what the term is, but it's like the curl. It's curling a little bit. It's a little Superman-y.
In our home, it is very funny that all of us have extremely curly hair, and then there is Robin with this like feathered feathered and wispy locks, this Prince Charming locks.
Yeah, and I've gotten a curl because I've hung out with everyone so much.
Yeah. It's a contact.
I
want
to join in, and I want to be a part of the gang, and I feel like you're just like denying me that.
What if you got a perm? You could do it.
Yeah, could I pull off a perm, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go get on Tuesday. One sec. Huh? Okay, never mind. On Tuesday, I'm going to like a face place where they like do all like massaging and shit to your face.
Oh, really?
My mom
That's awesome.
Got a deal on Groupon, which is like a voucher place over here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I was talking to her about how I've always had so many blackheads that I wanted one of those TikTok sucker things where I could just kind of vacuum my nose. And she was like, oh, I actually saw a thing for a place that kind of does all of that to your face on Groupon. Do you want me to get you a day? And I was like, yes, please.
So you're going to get a facial.
I'm going to get a facial.
Really
just like in the movies.
Just like in the movies.
Just like in the movies I watch.
Uh-huh. I'm really excited for you.
Yeah.
First
look at
time?
This. No. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, those are fucking rad.
And they cool?
Excuse me?
Yeah, and they sick as fuck.
They are.
Yeah.
When did you get those?
I've had them for years. I just didn't. I just don't. I keep forgetting to take them anywhere with me because they're not sunglasses. They're just cool-looking glasses. And now I need real glasses to see.
So they're not as, like, usable.
They're not really that usable anymore.
Yeah.
And also I keep forgetting because I keep leaving the country in winter. So
that is unfortunate, truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to check something real quick because I ordered new glasses. 2 pairs.
Whoa.
And I'm really excited about them both. Well, one of them is this exact pair that I already have.
Yeah, I like those, though.
Just a new pair because they're bent and the screws are stripped and none of the replacement screws I get seem to work. And, they've shipped. And then I got a really nice new pair that are going to be here by Tuesday.
Nice.
And I'm really, really excited. They're gonna be really cute. I think they're gonna be a game changer.
Oh yeah, just for your kind of face region.
Yes, they're like hexagonal shaped,
cool.
like these, but they're thicker rimmed, and it's like a blue and brown tortoiseshell color.
Huge. Love that. So interesting you say that. I was going to buy some tortoise shell glasses whilst I was here. Because Grace, our sister, loved them, but she didn't respond to me when I was taking pictures and sending them to her saying, hey, what glasses should I get? But you, the love of my life, did. So you got first dibs.
Hell yeah. That's right.
So I didn't get the tortoise shell glasses. What are you drinking today, by the way?
I'm having a whiskey and Dr. Pepper.
What are you drinking? Love this. I'm having a whiskey and Vimto.
What is that?
Vimto is now. It's a British drink. It's Irish. Is Vimto. It is what I can only describe as Dr. Pepper's sexy brother. It tastes. It is like they took all of the mysterious flavors that are in a Dr. Pepper and put them in a different order and made Vimto. However, I put in the wrong type of whiskey, not a mixing whiskey, just like a drink straight whiskey. Doesn't work with Vimto, it turns out.
What on earth is a non-mixing whiskey? What does that mean?
It's just a
Explain
whiskey
yourself.
that is so flavorful that you shouldn't mix with it. You should just have it.
It's just good on its own.
Just have it on its own.
Sure.
Have it on its own in cocktails. Don't mix it because it's got too many flavors. It's too like this is like super smoky. It's really nice. Putting it in like a fruity, kind of like sexy battery flavored soda doesn't work.
Yeah. Sexy
Yeah.
barbecue sauce
Sexy
flavored soda.
Yeah, no, this sucks. I gotta be real. And it's a shame because Vimto is my favorite. I like three flavors, 3 sodas in the whole world. Also, for our visual viewers, which this has been quite a visual episode because I'm wearing glasses that are visually powerful.
We're talking about Robin's hair. We're talking about glasses.
Talking about the glasses, and you can see that I'm kind of phasing in and out of existence in the Normandy. It's because I've been banished back to old Blighty. They've called me. The Queen called me home.
And they answered. How embarrassing.
I did. Of course, it's the Queen, you fucking Yankee. You wouldn't fucking understand. And my room is a mess and not visually appealing, so I was like, okay, maybe I just put on a fun, quirky background.
So fun. So quirky.
So fun, so quirky. I like 3 sodas.
Okay.
Right?
Go for it.
Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper comes up so much in this show, we should start getting sponsored. I'm being so for real about
I'll
that.
email them.
Yeah, thank you. Dr.
Okay.
Pepper. Vimto, which is my favorite fizzy drink. I'm also not counting seltzers because I will have a seltzer all day.
Sure,
I just feel
seltzer
like
is
fizzy water just doesn't count.
It's just water, yeah.
Yeah. And like Fanta pineapple, which I do love. Or Fanta fruit twist. I like Fanta. I like the brands of Fanta that you get.
I think Fanta, having a favorite soda in your top 3, and one of them is a Fanta, is such a wild pull.
What are yours? What are your favorite sodas?
Dr. Pepper, root beer,
God.
ginger ale.
Ginger ale's good. Oh, love a ginger beer. Didn't even think about ginger beer.
I don't like ginger beer on its own, but it is a good cocktail ingredient.
Ginger beer is like, I
summery-
will have one, and it's so crazy spicy, but I love it. It's just, it's not spicy, but it's that ginger. Like, it's more
it has
pure
that,
ginger
like,
than a ginger ale is.
Yeah, it has that kick.
Yeah, ginger ale is too
taste
subtle
to
for
it.
me to really...
Ginger ale's too weak.
It's too weak. It's pathetic. It's a coward's
Pathetic
drink.
ginger ale. You
Yeah.
expect me? I came here to feel something.
I need my mouth to be like, ooh, what is that?
What
That's
is
what
that?
I need.
Are we happy? Or
Is this a good feeling?
Oh.
My family are also big Vimto people. By my family, I mean my dad. We have a 2-liter of Vimto downstairs. And we have a bunch of Vimto ice lollies. Love that. Which is just frozen Vimto. So Vimto also comes in still, like a squash.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
Vimto advocate over here. Yeah. You
Let's
can get
talk
it
to
in
them
squash.
about getting sponsored.
I love
If you want your soda to be featured on an episode of Dorkspawn, I can't tell
Send
you
us-
the
I'm gonna
impact
tell you right-
it will have on your sales. And I can't tell you because I don't have those sort of numbers.
You know what? I'm not even joking. Hey, are you listening to this and you're like, I own a like indie soda company where we make weird sodas. Send us a pack and we'll mix them with drinks, and that will be the whole episode. It will be
Yeah.
a blast.
It will
We'll
be such a
occasionally be
blast.
talking about choice
Who
games.
we killed in a video game.
Yeah, and then
Or
be like,
who we
"Ooh,
fucked
have you
in
tried
a
the
video game."
pineapple one?"
Yeah, amazing.
Dylan, what are we doing here? What are we fucking doing?
My name is Dillin. I've played one Mass Effect game.
Hello, my name is Robin. I play the Mass Effect franchise 100 billion times.
This is Dorkspawn, where
Nice.
we play choice-heavy video games and review them together, chapter by chapter, book club style. Right now, we're working our way through the Mass Effect series, which I've never played before now, and Robin has played a bunch. We've also done other series. We've done Dragon Age, the entire series.
And
Right
the
now-
Veilguard.
And we did the Veilguard. Dragon Age, the Veilguard. I've started to use its government name to make it clear that I don't believe in it. Because and I feel that way. If it was a good game, or even if it was a game that I could find enjoyment in, I would have kept the format going that it should have been named Dragon Age Veilguard, because it's Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition. Dragon Age Veilguard would follow format and be part of the franchise, and also keep the three character abbreviations as well.
Yes,
DAO,
DAV.
DA2, DAI, DATV. Fuck.
Dragon Age Television.
Dragon Age Television. But because it is so disappointing, I have gone back to its government name, and it is Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Good.
Anyway.
However, we're not talking
Mass
about
Effect.
evil, bad video games. We're talking about
Talking about good video game.
We're talking about a really fucking good video game.
With
So,
good character shit.
this week, we've done two things. Last week I said we're doing one thing, and then I remembered that one of the things that I intended on doing is actually not in this mission, but afterwards. We have done Reaper IFF, and then we have done the next bit. Is that true?
No,
Did we-
I haven't triggered it. Yes.
Huge.
But I have done Reaper IFF, and
Sick.
I think what I feel I spent most of my time doing is all of the loyalty missions. So
Awesome.
So
Huge.
I have some, and we've talked about this before. I have some vague meta knowledge about this game, largely because being a Dragon Age fandom head, like, you just sort of
Naturally.
see a lot of Mass Effect posting on, like, my Tumblr feed in particular has always been really full of Mass Effect stuff. And I was a big fan of Hey Ash, What You Playin'? Featuring the Birch siblings from back in the early days of YouTube content, back when we used to be a country. I love that, and the Mass Effect one was one of my favorites. Even though I had never played the games, I thought it was really funny, and I remembered that there is something, because Ash mentions it in their episode of Mass Effect 2, or actually, her brother mentions being aghast that she was able to save everyone at the end. So I have always had some knowledge that there is something that happens in Mass Effect 2 at the end where it is a very high chance that some of your crew don't make it.
Yeah.
So I took a medium approach to this. I haven't looked up spoilers for how to manipulate things in the actual mission itself, but I do know that finishing everyone's loyalty missions, and obviously finishing them in such a way that you actually get their loyalty. And I know that the ship upgrades, which I also did, are
Fantastic.
important. So, so those two things, I'm not going to look up how to do it in the actual
On the
suicide
day.
mission.
But you've got all the prep needed.
But I've got, at least I'm going to go into it with all of my best chances.
Yeah.
So that was my goal.
Huge.
So I only had done before this the DLC characters loyalty missions, because you do them like right away essentially. And
you did Garrus, and you did
and
Grunt and Morden.
And Morden. So I had a lot of loyalty missions to do.
Yeah.
I had a lot
that's
of
lots.
stuff to get through.
That makes sense, because yesterday, because we were going to record this yesterday, but then couldn't, and I was like, damn, Dylan's taking a really long time for doing one mission and then the additional thing after. It makes sense that you were doing every single loyalty mission.
Yeah. And because I did look up, because the other thing was that I did look up was because you mentioned to me that the Reaper IFF starts a countdown, and I was really nervous that I was gonna like do something
Yeah.
wrong and trigger things too soon. And I know that you said that it would be fine and that you can keep doing content after it gets triggered. But I saw some stuff online that was indicating that like you can mess up people's loyalty
can,
and
yeah.
stuff. So I was like,
Not you can't mess up their loyalty, but
but
fuck it. There is a thing where if you do Reaper IFF, there is a timer of 2 to 3 missions.
right.
An event happens, and then you have a kind of timer,
Right.
but also kind of not. Like, after the event happens, you can go around and do as much stuff as you want, finish up all the game, do all the DLC, and then go do the final mission. But if you take too long between the event and the final mission, a lot of very bad stuff happens.
Right. Okay. That is kind of what I was seeing. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm not gonna, because that was my original thing was like, and now that I'm thinking about it, what I was gonna do is do Reaper IFF first and then go do all of the loyalty missions.
Yep.
And I for sure would have had some fucked up stuff happen.
We'll notice that on my schedule, the reason why I haven't got loyalty missions as a episode is because I was like, there is a chance. So I've played Mass Effect 2 3-4 times. I have always fucked up that final
this
thing
part
and had all of the horrific things happen because I've never been able to time it right. And I'm like, if Dillin does it, it happens. And it's part of the journey. But you managed to circumvent it. And I'll tell you, I mean, you'll find out what happens
I do want to
next week.
But the thing is, too, is that, like, this, I wanted to also, I think it's, like, for Ani in particular, especially, like, just how I've been playing her and how I've characterized her as that, like, she's lost a crew already before. She's lost her, like, this is the most unnegotiable thing in the world, is that this crew survives. And it's also kind of why in the, like, making choices in the moment, I'm not going to look up, but, like, preparing for things, like preparing for stuff, I'm going to give her that time.
And this game is also a weird one. It's a really hard one to schedule like this because so much of the game is on a timer. So much of it is on a timer. So much of it is optional. Like, all of the characters' loyalty missions, I know that it's like, well, these are main game things, but they technically are optional because you can finish the game without doing them. Which just means you have crazy ramifications for later on in the game. But it's such a weird one. So, yeah, that was probably a good call, is to look stuff up beforehand,
Also, more tie-ins to the Veilguard, just not as well executed in Veilguard.
Oh, interesting. Oh, do you mean about the loyalty missions in general? The things being optional.
Because if you don't do this, and if they're not loyal to you, by the time you get to that mission, the chance of them failing
is higher,
and in the mission is higher.
Well, I tell you what, actually, speaking of content that feels like it's optional, but is technically not, the whole Solus thing in the Veilguard, I really didn't like, because you could, there's like a huge amount of optional stuff, but finding his memories felt optional. That felt more optional to me.
It is optional, but it shouldn't be. It's wild.
Optional. It's optional in the way that loyalty missions in this are optional, but it doesn't have you don't have a drive to do it at all. It's just kind of a thing that's in the world. Whereas in this, you have a drive to do all your loyalty missions because that's your crew, and obviously you're going to go do that. And all of them are interesting enough to be like, yeah, I should do that, actually. I should figure that out. So, I wanna... Oh... How do you want to play this? Do we want to talk about loyalty missions and then talk about Reaper IFF? Do we want to talk about Reaper IFF and then talk about loyalty missions?
No, loyalty missions and then Reaper IFF.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, you lead the charge.
I'll lead. Okay, so we're gonna start with Jacob. Jacob's whole thing is that his father's old ship, which like has been missing for a long time, for years, I think, suddenly sent out a distress call. But like also the distress signal would not have made it to us. Cerberus gave us the distress call.
Yeah.
Super weird. So the ship is called the Hugo Gernsback, which I like for some reason. I just like it. So we head there to try to look for survivors and see if there's anybody left on this ship. We go down, find the ship crashed. We're looking for survivors. We find the original. We find inside of it like a oh gosh, what is the word for a console? That kind of like gives us some lore drop about the original captain who died in the crash 8 years ago, and then his second, Ronald something, was given the captain position from there. And then also that like some of the plant life on this planet causes memory loss and other like brain
just like
deterioration.
docileness. Yeah.
So we find that. We're keeping up. We're looking for more survivors. We do find a survivor named Taylor who is unwell upstairs, it seems. She just keeps babbling that like the hunters are coming and that something like we have to eat. Just really weird, kind of disturbing, but like she's not really all there. You're obviously with Jacob on this mission, which obviously is like the thing with all of the loyalty missions. But in this one, a fun thing that happens is you come up on in your like search for survivors, you come up on a settlement all made up of all women, and they are all afraid of Jacob, and they all like start confusing him for that previously aforementioned Captain Ronald.
Yeah.
And saying that they're afraid of him, and they also, I think,
they say that Jacob has his face and all this jazz.
Yeah. Yeah. And that I think they also are all like, and the hunters are coming, etc. So we have to go and you know, make our way through and find Ronald, and confront him essentially. But we also have to fight our way through these hunters who are like feral people who I think like have just gone like cannibal-ish.
Yeah, they've gone weird.
From being on this planet and presumably eating the you know, the brain eating plants.
Yeah.
So you have to fight your way through all of those feral hunters. We have to like fight a bunch of Lokis.
A lot of mechs.
Lot of mechs. And when we do finally confront Ronald, he like doesn't recognize Jacob and is like barely present. And he is just like, he was like forcing people to eat the plant.
Yeah.
What?
No, yeah, that's what he was doing. He was he there was like minor thoughts of a mutiny, so then he forced everyone to eat these plants knowing what they were going to do, that they were going to make them lose their minds and become docile. They all did, including this all of the women, and there are hints to outright they say that it's like that Jacob is like, so you just like had your way with these women after you made them docile, and his dad's like, well, what, you know, and it's like, oh, so you're evil,
you're
then. You're
monster.
an evil man. Yeah.
And he just tries to like give you some excuse when you confront him that like he was just under a lot of pressure, and
a lot of pressure
oh my
being
God.
a leader, and it's like, oh my God,
Crazy man.
Yeah.
And like we're having this conversation with him as the hunters are like making their way closer and closer, which is fun. And I leave him there to get eaten by the hunters.
Yeah.
And I say, "This is your mess, and you should." Did you?
Yeah. I did this after I did Reaper IFF, and I brought along the new companion, who has a lot of things to say about this. And one of the things they say is, it would be interesting to watch. So I was like, okay.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Quite fun.
So also, Shep is like, so this makes it looks like it's making males more aggressive and women more docile, and then Jacob's dad is like, no, it changes with the seasons. Like these plants are like are kind of sentient, and they change with weather, so it's just that time of year when the men get really aggressive. Normally they're also docile, and it's like, okay, crazy,
cool.
And you haven't been eating these plants. And he's like, no, I've been eating the ship's rations that we have. It's like, cool. I need you to die.
Yeah.
I need you to die for real. So here's the thing. This is it is an interesting mission. It's a good one-off.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. Does nothing for Jacob.
No.
Does nothing for him. Doesn't like improve his character. He doesn't shift in any way. He's not like, I don't get any insight into his life. This mission doesn't do to Jacob, I feel, that all of the other missions do to all of the
You're right.
other characters. Like, this is an interesting, fun one-off about a thing that happens, but every other character grows and changes, and they are the focal point of their episode, where Jacob is here, and it's his dad, but he's just kind of here. And it's just a weird thing. It's just kind of odd.
Yeah. Is it like, I guess it's like closure about his dad
but what
not missing? I don't know.
But what was his relationship to his dad? What kind of, why is this such a big deal?
I know.
Is it just because it's his dad? Like they didn't talk much about their relationship beforehand. There wasn't this big like, Dad, I came here to confront you because you were an evil person with me when we were hopping Alliance vessels. It was just,
no.
Hey, Dad, this is fucked up. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the conversation with him makes it seem that it is just about like closure about what happened to his dad, which is like, again, I agree with you. It's not really Jacob focused. It is just like, oh shit, I have to see if my dad's okay. Oh, my dad's not okay. My dad's an evil man, and we have to kill him. And then we do.
Which is just kind of weak.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
It's a fun mission, but it's the weakest in my mind.
It is weak. It does feel disconnected from the story at large.
Yeah.
And from Jacob.
Okay, you did one. I do one next. I
Which
pick
one are you doing?
Can we pick Tally, which I think might be my favorite?
Oh, yeah, let's go to Tally. Hold on, let me pull up
Or we can go to Samara, another one who I also think is the best one. There's a lot. Some of these loyalty missions.
No, let's go to Tally. Let's do Tally first. Yeah, because
Okay.
we talked a little bit about the lead into this last week.
Yeah, we did.
Which is that Tali is accused of treason by her people
by the
on
flotilla,
her
by her
flotilla.
ship. Yeah.
Which she worked so hard to get on.
When you arrive on the flotilla, first of all, coolest shit in the world. It's such a cool setting. It's the biggest ship in a fleet of ships, because that's what the Quarians just live on.
It's like their cities.
It's their cities because they don't have a planet, and it's just so aesthetically brilliant. It's so cool. You land on this ship, this beautiful ship. It's like a snail almost, has this giant spherical bit and then a pointer. It's really cool. You land on the ship. You find out that Tali has been killing and sending Geth to the ship, and one of these Geths were awake and killed an entire ship of people. A ship that's like softly floating next to them still. It's still on autopilot next to the flotilla, but they're like, this is dangerous, we have to destroy it. You brought on an alive mech to us. A live Geth, sorry.
Yeah.
And Tali's like, no, I didn't. I definitely didn't. They were all absolutely dead. I only brought up the pieces that were like worth sending, but ultimately they were all completely gone. Also, a thing which I didn't do, unfortunately, but if you, speaking of our new companion, very excited to get to him, if you bring him on this mission, everyone says it's the most interesting that Mass Effect 2 is because of a thing we'll talk about later. Anyway.
Okay.
So you go, and then people are now referring to Tali as Tali Vast Normandy because the surname of Quarians is the ship that they're a part
you're
of.
a part of, and it's not hers. That's
and
right.
the Quarians have exiled her already and connected her to your ship. Because of that, you have to defend her in court. Great setup. Really fun.
Awesome. Yeah.
The Quarian ship is really beautiful. It's really green. It's like clearly it's clearly a ship that people are trying to live on forever.
And call home. It's like it's like being on a planet. Almost.
Yeah, it's really cool. It feels like you're in the Citadel, but you're in a
the Citadel. Yeah, it does feel a little bit like the Citadel.
So there's one of these people. I didn't do great notes for Tali, but there's she's trying to defend herself. You're also defending her. They say you brought on a Geth, a live Geth. That Geth has executed the ship. And then there's this other Quarian that's like, oh, we should exile her now. There's no question in this. This is just stupid and evil. And you have to be like, hey, shut the fuck up. There's a trial in progress. Like, I'm trying to defend myself. Please stop. Because he's like, why is this human doing this? And it's like, because you exiled her and put me in charge. I am the captain of that ship. Oh, also, they keep referring to you as Captain Shepard. And one of the first things Shepard says is, I haven't earned that title. And then Tali's like, Captain is just like a term of endearment here. It's a respect thing, rather than an actual title that you earn. People are just
like
captain,
sir. Yeah.
Which I like. I think that's also cool because if a bunch of people are on ships, then naturally over a couple generations, people would start calling you captain, as in like, oh yeah,
using those kinds of terms as
cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Turns out that Tali's dad was on that Geth ship, on the ship that the Geth attacked, and it is suspected dead. They want to blow it out the sky and destroy it because they think it's too far gone. And Tali's like, listen, let me go up there. I will prove my innocence and prove to you I didn't do it, and then also you get a ship back. And everyone's like, well, I mean, if we're going to exile her anyway, we might as well let her try to stop this. You go up. It turns out that Tali's dad, as well as all of these other Quarians, have been rebuilding Geth in the hopes to make them servants and slaves again, and also using them for target practice, trying to just doing general kind of like Quarian evil things with this race that they originally did make the Geth, and then now it's back. They're like they're trying to just do it again. The Geth, the neural network worked. They all got really smart and were like, okay, let's just kill all these Quarians then. You then find Tally's deceased dad, who in a hologram was like, I am sorry. I was trying to rebuild you a home, or get you a home to like go back to, which is kind of a through line that Tally says that her dad's trying to do, or was trying to do. But this note completely, gets like, it proves that Tally is innocent. You then fly back. You do the you do the thing where you're like, hey, Tally is innocent. They ask if Tally wants her name back, and Tally says, no, I am Tally Vast Normandy, and then keeps her name as officially a member of the ship. Which is, that's my girl right there.
That's her calling our ship home, essentially.
Yeah, I wish she was by. She would be my romance.
Easy.
Without question. I love that girl. She's cool as hell. Great mission. So cool for galaxy building. I like going after the Geth again. I just like this whole kind of setup. I thought it was so fun.
Fighting Geth felt very reminiscent.
Yeah, like returning home.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. Did you like it? What were your thoughts on this?
I did like it. I liked the court. Obviously, I liked defending. I could have done that for the whole mission.
I think it could have used just that. Yeah.
I could have been doing that. With like a little investigation maybe, and then like defending her in court. I think that would have been fun. But also was super easy because my charm is incredible.
Yeah. Big yawn.
Sorry. But I liked it. I liked disabling Geth. I liked the Tallies felt very like satisfying, because she's one of the companions that I've now known for 2 games.
Yeah.
So her like choosing us was like felt like
was
just
cool.
a really big deal. Yeah.
It is. It's neat.
Yeah.
No, I really like it.
It was really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. I did.
Oh my god, we got the fucking sleepiest guy in the world over it.
No, I'm fine.
Big yawn hours.
I did Miranda.
Liked Miranda's.
Miranda's is cool. So
Miranda
I haven't liked, and I still, Ani doesn't like Miranda.
Sure.
But there's this whole thing where Miranda has told us she has a twin sister, and that they've been in hiding from their father for a long, long time.
Yeah, years.
But Miranda has found out that her father has found out where her twin sister is, and is trying to get her. So we're going looking first for information to try to find out like where her sister is and try to get there before her father does. She's got a couple of contacts, and they kind of fill us in on the fact that there are Eclipse mercenaries that her father has hired who are all over the place looking for her sister. Her sister's name is...
Ooh. Her sister's name is... Her sister. Miranda's sister. Her name. Oh, her name?
Oh, her name?
Oh, her name?
Her name?
Oh.
Oriana.
It's Oriana. I didn't realize you meant her name. That's the thing.
Oriana. What's really funny is that I was looking in my notes for it. It was one sentence above where I was looking.
Nice. Huge.
Yeah. Oriana. So Oriana, we are we're looking for her. We're trying to get there before these Eclipse mercenaries get her, before her father finds her. We find out that Miranda's been lying about Oriana being her twin sister.
Technically has been lying.
Technically?
Yeah. Because it turns out that Oriana is a child. Is way younger, and Miranda stole her when she was a baby, took her away, and she was like, we are twin sisters. We are genetically identical.
Right.
We are just born several years apart. And I was like, that's kind of funny.
It is
Because you can bring it up, and then that's exactly what she says. She says, we are twins genetically. We're just born like a decade apart. It's like, for fuck's sake, Miranda.
Fine. So we have to fight our way through these Eclipse. There's no way to convince them not to. Miranda, one of the contexts that we have so we have Lantea, who then tells us that Niket is there like on planet side with her sister.
Yeah.
We get there and we fight our way through all these Eclipse, and we find Niket, and we find out that Niket is working with Eclipse. Miranda is completely convinced that Niket would never betray her and isn't going to do anything to hurt her sister.
Because Niket helped them escape the first time and has known about Miranda and Oriana for this entire time. It literally doesn't make sense for Niket to turn on us. Miranda
is like, no, this would never happen. Niket would never betray me.
I have one friend in this universe, and it is Niket. So
we end that cutscene. We start another cutscene where Niket is
trading.
Fully trading, and is absolutely gonna be working with their father to turn in Oriana.
Which he has like a decent reasoning behind why he's doing it, because he's like, yeah, you didn't tell me that your sister was a baby. Like, you know, you're stealing a child from you're stealing a baby from someone. That's different than two people who are abused running away. Which is, it's like Miranda is still in the right, but you can understand his reasoning.
Right. I guess so. I didn't really get that reasoning, but yeah, no, that does actually make some sense. So we're like, at this point I'm like, no, we have to kill him. Immediately. And then Miranda is gonna kill Niket, which is so fucking cool. And then did you try to save Niket?
Yeah, I was like, it's not gonna change anything. Like, it's like, leave him be, it's fine. And then Miranda is like, fine, whatever, puts him down, and then the Eclipse leader just shoots him in the head anyway, and is like, all right, I'll do it then. Yeah. Which I thought was funny.
And then it's like, Eclipse like, they don't need to get Oriana alive necessarily, so they're just like, there's no like care for Oriana's safety.
Sure.
It's not like she needs to be returned alive under no circumstances.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Did they say that? That's crazy. I missed that.
Yeah.
You fight more people, kill them.
Yeah, we fight a lot of people.
And then Oriana goes back to her adopted family that Miranda put her in charge of originally. Turns out Miranda's never actually spoken to Oriana as an adult.
Right. They haven't seen each other since she
so then
stole her.
She's like nervous, and the last choice that you can make in the elevator is convincing her to go speak to her sister or just leave it alone. I, of course, was like,
no, of
course, go
course
speak to your sister.
She's got to speak to her sister.
Yeah. But a good choice, I thought. Interesting, definitely.
Yeah.
And
what?
if you do this storyline, and then you get her to go speak to her sister, in the Shadow Broker dossiers. You have like conversations, emails that she's been sending to her sister. It's cute.
That's cute. That's really
back
cute.
Back and forth conversations between the two of them.
Miranda doesn't go back to the Normandy right away after her mission. She goes to the you go back to the Eternity Bar.
Sure, yeah.
And apparently I found a trinket that belonged to an Asari. I wasn't paying attention to that.
Sure. Good.
And gave it
it to Miranda?
No, to the Asari.
To the Asari at the bar.
Asari.
Yeah. Did you speak to the Asari bartender? Really cool character is the bartender Asari in that bar.
I think that's not the same person. No, because that's trading floor.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think I did.
So the bartender is fun because the bartender, she is an Asari matriarch. She's like a super powerful Asari, and you're like, you're tending bar, and she's like, yeah, I can't be bothered with any of that stuff. She says that her dad is a Krogan battle master that fought in the Krogan rebellion, and her mother is an Asari specialist, one of the Asari Vanguard, I think it might be, the like hyper powerful Asari who fought in the Krogan rebellion, and they fought on opposite sides, and she knew they fought on opposite sides like the mother did, but didn't tell the dad until they didn't fall in love on the battlefield. They fell in love 200 years later after the rebellion had died out and everything. And she was like, yeah, it was a bad day in my house when my dad found out that my mom fought in the rebellion.
That's really funny.
Yeah. It's cool. She's a cool character. It's literally just like you have a single conversation with her, and then she's like, do you want a drink? And you're like, nah, I'm all right. She's like, okay, bye. And moves on. But it's a fun little character that you can just see she just builds out the world a little bit. I just thought it was really interesting.
Fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's really cute.
It's really good. Awesome. I really liked it. Yeah. Sick. Who do you want to go next?
So next I did Jack.
So this is fun because people in the Discord were saying that they don't like Jack's storyline. I love Jack's. I love this mission.
I think Jax is good. I think for sure it's not like I guess it's not like a very maybe it's not like a very engaging mission is what people mean.
Oh, I don't even know. I think it's so cool. It's so weird and like
very weird.
Basically wrecks the character of Jack.
Yeah, the lore of it all is so important. I think maybe it's just that like adventure wise it's not very fun.
Sure, it's a couple of fights, yeah.
Yeah, it's not very like dynamic combat wise or like anything like that. But for the story wise, for Jack, it's astounding. So we all know Jack had a fucked up childhood. Let's kill people about it is what I wrote. Is my thing. So with Jack, we know that she's been locked up, or she was locked up in a Cerberus facility when she was like a little kid.
Yeah.
Long before
Baby.
She was in the cryogenic prison that we broke her out of. But she's like, this is where I was given like my biotics powers against my will. It's why I have like all of these modifications, and it's also why I'm like this. And so she wants to destroy the place.
Yeah, she wants to blow it up. It is ruins now, but she's like, I want to go there and blow it up anyway.
Right, it's not actively still being used in that way, which is great. So we go to Pragia, which is where this Cerberus prison is. The look of these ruins, really cool to me. I liked it. You're like you're like fighting outside in the rain and shit, and on your way in, it's just really cool. I thought. We get down into the facility. We're going around and like fighting. It's just like beasts. It's not like there's
well,
again.
It's beasts
like,
and Varen. Sorry, not Varen. It's Varen is the beast. It's beasts and Vorcha. Yeah.
And we learn as we like go through this place. We find a particular spot, and Jack starts to like open up about the trauma of this place, like in certain places. She tells us that the guards used to make the children fight each other, like for sport, essentially.
Yeah.
And that they would cattle prod them when they lost or when they didn't participate or didn't try hard enough or whatever. And then if they won, they got rewarded with narcotics. So Jesus Christ.
So it's
really
deeply
fucked up.
Yeah.
Deeply fucked up.
Yeah.
So then the kind of like goal here is we make our way through and we fight our way in and find Jack's old cell that she was like imprisoned here as a kid. And when we do, we find another guy in there.
Yeah, another one of the people who
was a child. Yeah, he was a child.
he was a little child soldier
prisoner as well. And for some reason, Jack wants to kill him.
Well, because he's like, oh, I'm gonna rebuild it. I'm gonna rebuild this place, and because it's like clearly they were doing this for a reason, so I'm gonna find out what the reason is by shipping kids here and cattle prodding them and making them fight and experimenting on them. And Jack's like, oh, this guy's gotta die then. This guy's gotta get his head splattered against a wall. And you can be like, all right, no, don't bother. He's literally not worth it. He's just gone mad and has no one else. We've killed all of the people that he hired. Right. Or you can let Jack do it.
And like he came back here for kind of the same reasons you did. It's just that he's not.
But whilst you're investigating this place, whilst you're going through it, you're uncovering all of these diary entries of people talking about the riot and how it was set up. How Jack's escape was a plan. And Jack was like, no, that didn't happen because I broke out. Like, I broke out on my own. I fought my way out, and it's what made me who I am today. Like, I did this off my own back, not of anyone else's. But then the more you uncover, the more it's like, oh no, they planned to have Jack break out. The only difference is they didn't plan to have Jack break out all of the other kids and to have all the other kids also like combat and try to blow this place up. That's what went wrong with it. And then you find this guy who was like, you know, who wants to rebuild this thing because he's like, clearly this happened for a reason. They were trying to make the best biotic ever. You can also find the first message, like the first ever entry about Jack, which is a doctor telling Jack's mother, biological mother, being like, oh, unfortunately, the kid was too far gone and died in surgery, and it all, like, I am sorry, but they had a seizure and died. Right. And then she's like, oh my God, and then walks away and is obviously sobbing and crying. And the doctor turns around and is like, I found a perfect subject for the tests that we're going to do. Which is, again, deeply fucked up. They're just stealing
fucked up.
Literal toddlers.
Literally stealing kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fun, because Miranda did steal a kid, technically.
Yeah. And Miranda is like, oh, this is deeply fucked up, but this isn't Cerberus. And it's like, it is Cerberus. And she's like, no, this is a splinter of Cerberus, actually. And it's like, this is, babe.
It's full Cerberus.
This is big Cerberus, unfortunately. And then after you do Miranda's mission, she does temper, and she's like, that was really fucked up what Cerberus did to her. I feel horrendous about it.
Well, so they have, after Jack, because I did Miranda and then I did Jack.
They beat the shit out of each other.
They have a full fight.
Yeah.
And I have to use my superhuman persuasion, my superhuman charm, to say, "Hey, everybody,
Let's calm down, maybe."
Crazy. This is what the enemy wants.
Yeah.
Which is actually not far from what I did say, which is like, this is a distraction.
Oh, I did
that's causing.
Yeah, I did the renegade screaming option.
The intimidation one.
Which is, I'm in charge. This is a direct order. Go the fuck downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I was like, because Shiv is exclusively blue to all people, but then they were going to kill each other, and I was like, oh, Shiv's anger's going to come out and be like,
yeah,
shut the fuck up, go sit down.
Yeah.
You don't even like each other. Stay on separate floors then. And that's how we're going to solve this.
Yeah. Put a line down the center.
I love the pair of theirs. I love Jack and Miranda's dynamic. I think it's great. It is good to have people that disagree with each other. It's not because a thing is, I really like the disagreement, but Jack and Miranda hate each other. They hate each other. Like they are like, oh, I'm gonna kill this woman.
And they're loyal to me.
And they're loyal to you, which is why they fight. I think it's great. Great. It's the coolest shit in the world.
Big Dragon Age 2 vibes.
Oh, but then big Dragon Age 2 vibes. Holy shit, Sebastian Vale. So then you get to Jack's room and you can walk around and point at several things, and then Jack will talk about them, like the table she used to like hide under and cry when things got too loud.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
The first place that she killed someone, and
yeah,
it's just great. I just love the mission. I really like Jack.
Yeah,
I think she's great.
It's a good story.
And I really love this kind of. Again, this, like, because it's like, oh, she's the most powerful biotic in the world, which is true. She still is. But she also, this, like, thing of, when I was a kid, I fucking broke out of my prison and I killed every guard on the way out. And then to hear that was a plan from Cerberus this whole time.
Yeah.
That's great. I think that's so crazy. Oh, shit. Speaking of Cerberus, let's rewind back to Jacob's. The biggest twist of Jacob's thing is not that, because the mission has nothing to do with Jacob. Again, It's just his dad. But you get back and Jacob is confronting the elusive man about it.
Oh, right. Oh, my God.
You walk in and then the elusive man is like, I gotta be real with you guys. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then Miranda comes in and says, I did that. I knew that Jacob was hurting about his dad, so I sent the file to him. And then the elusive man says, we're gonna talk about your liberal use of Cerberus security, which is so interesting because it is Jacob's loyalty mission that we learn more about Miranda from, because Jacob's like, right. I can't believe she remembered that. I talked about how I have unresolved feelings about my dad years and years ago, like almost a decade ago. I talked about it, and Miranda remembered, and then found the signal and then sent it exclusively to Jacob.
Yeah,
love it. What a character. Cool. I think Miranda is so cool.
No, Miranda is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
think she's great.
True.
What do you feel about Jack's mission?
I liked it. I mean, it's just a good story mission. It's good. It's good
cool.
exposition about Jack as a character.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
I
appreciate
really liked it.
Yeah, I appreciate why people might not like it, but I really like it. I also really like that we don't, with a lot of these that I think is really fun, we don't get like a conclusion or an answer to it. This thing simply happened to Jack. Pretty much everyone died because of it.
Yeah.
Like, it was a splinter group, yes, but the elusive man knew that it was going down, and he's never confronted about it. Like, hearing this thing of like, oh, it was set up so Jack would escape and become the most powerful, because that's the final step in her unlocking this confidence that she's going to need to become the galaxy's most powerful human biotic.
Yeah.
And then that's just not resolved. That's just a fact. It's like, yeah, they did that. There's no like weird mystery behind it. it was
They did that.
it was the final test that they did on this child, and the only problem that happened is all the other kids got out. All the other kids who they were fine with dying. There were words like, kill every single subject, don't hurt subject 0, because that's the only thing they cared about. It's not hurting Jack, but killing all the other kids, that's not a problem, because that's why all the other kids were there in the first place, which is another horrific thing for Jack to find out. Is not only was her big breakout not her big breakout, it was a plan, but the reason why hundreds of kids were tortured and killed is because of her. It's crazy. And it's like the woman was tortured already.
Yeah. The end of Jax is, to me, not about, like, it's not so much about finding something new out or bringing her closure, I guess I would say. It's about what Shepard's influence on how she is going to respond to her past going forward. It's like, to me, it reminds me of in Inquisition when you bring Liliana back to the old church and she finds the message from the divine. It's like, okay, this person like used you to spy and kill on a lot of people. Like that was what you were to them. That happened. We can't change that. But what that interaction is about is, how do you want Liliana to feel about it? Do you want her to feel like full of vengeance and revenge, or do you want her to feel at peace and closure about it? And so this is kind of has that same vibe where it's like, we can't do anything to fix it. We can't even bring anybody to justice because it's already been done. We're just influencing.
It's just you moving on.
Yeah, how do you move forward? Are you going to be full of rage about it, or are you going to have take some closure?
And it's interesting because, so I let the guy go because I was like, we killed everything. He's just a crazy guy. But however, you then set off a nuke not 10 minutes later. It's like, the guy's fucking dead. The guy is smithereens. But it was, I think, important for Jack to not...
To not kill another kid that was tortured in her name. Yeah. It's like, he wants to relive the bad stuff, but it's because he doesn't understand that that's kind of... He's like... I mean, he just listened to all the tapes, and I bet that guy's like, okay, so I and hundreds of kids were tortured for one person? That can't be right. I must matter in my own life. What do you mean? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what we say. We're like, it's deeply upsetting. It's bad.
Deeply upsetting. Really great. I thought it was cool. Do you want to... Who do you want to talk about next?
Samara.
Yeah, good. I was going to suggest Samara. In possibly my favorite, just because it's 100% talking, if I'm not wrong. It is. It's 100% talking, right? Yeah.
It's pretty much just talking.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Fun Asari lore in this one.
Yeah.
So Samara was chasing a person back a while back before she joined you. Which is I don't remember the name of what it is called, but basically Asari have a thing that is sort of like they become succubi, essentially.
Yeah.
Where like, because Asari, like when they have relations, they like meld with their partner, and when you're born with this certain genetic defect, it causes you to kill whoever you meld with, and it causes a narcotic like sensation, so you get high when you do it, and so they become addicted to sleeping with and killing their partners. fun, honestly.
Goofy and fun.
And goofy. There are people who like are born with the defect and just abstain and don't do anything, and they don't hurt anybody. But this person is obviously running around killing all of her partners.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, okay, we got to find her, and we've got to get her and stop her, obviously. Which is, and we've got to, and that's basically like we've got to finish. We don't just have to do it because that's awful, but we've got to finish your job.
Yeah.
Well,
whoa! Screams.
Actually, do you mind if we take a short break?
Let's take 5. Yeah.
All right, brilliant.
Hello. I apologize
Hello.
for taking so long. I decided to brush my teeth. Oh my god, you got the Milk-a-Tuck.
I got this best chocolate in the fucking world. Favorite chocolate now. Going fucking crazy over
Did you get my note?
Of course. Oh, fuck you. Of course I got your note. Oh, you evil
I love you.
son of a bitch.
Because
I love you so much. You're so fucking evil. I love it so much. I'll see you when I get home. Fuck you.
Oh. Yeah. You're loving the crunchy, salty, chocolatey goodness.
It only works because it's the right kind of chocolate.
Yeah, good high quality chocolate, yeah.
Good high quality milk chocolate.
Yes.
Which is very important to me.
It is, yeah. No, you are
I know
right.
that dark chocolate is good to some people. And that is, I am not one of those
No,
people.
but milk chocolate is the versatile one. That's one you have on everything.
But I also feel that it's the one that is often crappy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's also the one that most often has that I'm candy flavor. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're like good milk chocolate.
Yeah. I don't mean to be a bitch about it, but I understand, yes, in America, yes. Because like the I'm candy advent calendar chocolate, that is like a distinct like America style of chocolate that isn't in European, is just because we have Belgium literally next door to us. Is like that type of the higher quality of chocolate is just like standardized for us. But I'm a huge advocate for salt with sweet stuff.
For sure. Oh yeah.
It's like, who made those fucking banging cookies? Was it Elliot? Because he put like a decent crack of salted caramel
chocolate in as the
because
chocolate chips.
Cookies
yeah, it was fucking great.
should have like a decent amount of salt in, I believe.
Yeah,
and like sea salt, like crystals of salt. Not like just like light flavoring of salt. It should be crystallized. Yeah.
And our guy did just that. It was fucking great.
Yeah. No, good. They were banging. They ruled.
Wow. So we gotta kill this succubus.
Yeah. So we get to Omega because we've tracked her to Omega, or Samara's tracked her to Omega. Yeah. We go find Arya. And Arya tells us to go find Nev? Someone beginning with N. My handwriting is bad, as you can tell. Neff?
It's Neff.
Neff. That is an
but
F,
we're
not
going
a D.
to find where her last victim is.
Which is Neff, right?
Which is Neff, but we don't know that. We find Diana is the latest victim. We find Neff Switch it.
Switch it.
We find Diana, who is stricken because
mother.
her daughter has been victimized by. That's it. So it's we find the mom of the latest victim.
Yeah.
Essentially. And so we're just comforting her. We're just comforting Diana as we kind of investigate around to try to figure out what happened. Neff was like this like very promising young woman, very like sculptor, artist, and
a very
so
sweet girl, it seems, as far as everyone
like
was
reading
aware.
her diary entries, or like not reading because they're
watching the holotapes,
watching the holotapes of the diary entries, and talks about getting into Afterlife, which is the club that we've gone to like way in the beginning. And there's like a VIP section that you can get into with a password. So she gives us that.
And she says that she found someone there, someone who they talked about certain bands together and certain sculptors and artists. It is all relevant because it all comes up later, or you can use it later if you've gained that information in this room. Really cool that like there's an actual detective section that comes up later, which is fun in this mission. You then go, you get into this, you find it out, and Samara's like, okay, so Monrinth or Morith can't know that I'm here, so you are going to act as bait and lure her up to her apartment where she's going to try to have sex and kill you. Here's what you have to do. You have to be... She gives you like a log line of things. You can act in self-defense, but you can't just go out and attack people. You have to be direct about sex and things like that, and you can't be shy and timid because she'll get bored and wander off, and like a bunch of like hit points. Go in the club, you're on your own.
How to seduce her.
Yeah, you walk into the club. Oh, because it's like how to lure her in and then how to seduce her at the end. You get into the club and you have like a huge amount of different options of things to do, and you have to do the right ones, because there's one where a guy is yelling at a girl and you can go up to him and punch him. That doesn't count as self-defense. That counts as you just going up to someone and just knocking them out. So then Morith wasn't like that. I beat up some people because I talked to them about doing crime, and then they got all up in my face and pushed me, and then that gave me the go-ahead to beat the shit out of them. I also danced with just like a random woman. I went up to her and I was like, hey, this seat taken? And then I danced next to her.
Being bold.
Yeah. And then she comes up to you and she's like, hey, saw you from across the bar and I loved your vibe. I'd love to kill you. And you're like, sick. You sit down. You talk. If you watched the diary entries and you found out what she likes, you can bring those things up in conversation. And then she'll be like, whoa, this girl's amazing. I must have sex and kill her. You then, which is what I did. I did all those. Which ones did you do? Did you do the same ones?
Pretty much. And like, talked to, oh God, what did I do? That was, I also didn't take great notes for this, but, but I did, punch the guy, which was not good. Which I shouldn't have done. But I did dance. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
She lures you back to her apartment. You can like look around her apartment and like look at different things that she's gotten, and then you sit down and talk to her. And as you're talking to her, Samara turns up, and then the pair of them fight and try to kill each other.
Yeah.
Then you get the option to either kill Samara or kill the daughter, kill Morinth.
Morinth.
Kill Morinth. So you can either kill Morinth or kill Samara, and whoever you don't kill becomes loyal to you and joins the Normandy, which I think is fun. You can have Morinth join you. What did you do?
I killed Morinth. Yeah.
Same.
I did not kill Samara.
I was I was thinking about it.
Talk me through it. Why would you?
Because I was thinking about it. I wasn't going to do it, but I was thinking about it because I knew that you wouldn't do it, and I thought that it would be interesting and cool.
I'm just like, okay, what would your justification be? If
the justification, I think, is literally like you can do an evil run and want the most evil woman, because Samara also is talking about how she is one of the most powerful Asari alive.
Right, if she was on your team,
maybe even more so than Samara herself. So then there's that. Boys are horny, so some boys might do it. It's an interesting choice to throw in, I think.
It is an interesting choice.
Because it changes the companion that you have. You can have like an evil version of the same character, which I think is cool. She is loyal to you. She joins you in Mass Effect 3. She doesn't like join you, but you can talk to her in Mass Effect 3. Like she becomes a character in the world, which I think is just really interesting and cool. Anyway, Samara does a really cool thing. She fucking bats her against the ground and crushes and kills her. It's fucking brutal, actually. Like, it's not like a gunshot kill your daughter. It is a sit on her and punch her in the face until she's dead. It's crazy. Anyway, Samara does that. She stands up. She talks about how heartbroken that she is that she killed the smartest and most capable of her daughters. And how that's horrific, and also not her fault either. It is literally a disease that she has. It's a weird disease. It is an evil drug-addled disease, but it is one. There is also a fun thing which if you have Morinth on your team, you can have sex with her and you die immediately if you do so.
That's pretty funny.
There's a sex scene and you have sex with her and then she kills you. It's fun. You just have a brain hemorrhage and die on the Normandy. It's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
But yeah, and then Samara kind of sadly is like, I think I have to go back on the ship now. I just killed my daughter, so I'm not feeling great. I
try to comfort her about it. Feels pretty empty. There's not much to say, but you're just kind of like, I'm sorry. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So not, I think this mission is a fun one. I think that the lore of it is fun. I think the choice in it is little
The choice
odd.
is the weakest one. Because there is a lot of interesting choices in this. There's like Miranda's is an interesting choice. Like that is a choice.
Very
really.
much.
Yeah. I would argue that Mordin's is also an interesting choice.
Mordin's is
because Mordin's is
choice.
like, are you gonna kill this guy who's objectively evil? But he's not objectively evil. But are you gonna kill this guy? Are you gonna let him kill this guy? Are you gonna let him move on?
I even think Jacob's choice is fun, like of what to do with the guy Ronald at the end. I think that that's interesting also.
Garrus's is fun. I know we haven't talked about it because we talked about it a few weeks ago, but Garrus's, you can literally stop him from killing the guy that killed his whole team, which I think is an interesting, fun choice. This one is weaker, but I do think it's a fun one. It's the most mechanically dense because it is not just like a single choice. It is a full different character. But they don't give you a lot of reason aside from the fact that it's not technically her fault that she's like this. She just kind of is like this. But anyway.
Yeah.
I know. I do agree with you, but I do think it's interesting.
Yeah, it's just not a great, it's not a big choice that I could see myself.
Sure.
The choices are more interesting when there's a reason for me to hesitate. And this I was kind of like, what?
Yeah.
No,
the only one I really hesitated on, actually, the only one that I really, really thought about is our new companions loyalty mission. That one, it took me a while. I was really mulling it over. That's a very interesting choice that we'll talk about after. Talk about Thane, who I believe is our last one.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Thane, our beautiful, delicious frog boy. His son is... now an assassin following in his father's footsteps, and Thane, who is a father that abandoned his kid, a kind of a light parallel to Jacob, is but from the father's perspective this time, is going to the Citadel to stop his son.
Right, he doesn't want his son to do this. Yeah,
you have a cool. You meet up with the with your contact at CSEC. Also, really briefly, just to talk about Garrus, Harkin is Fade, which I thought was fun. Harkin is one of the first people we meet in the Citadel in Mass Effect 1.
And that's right. That's who Fade is.
And then that's who Fade is, which I thought was an interesting, cool
who we didn't find. We found somebody who was working for Fade.
Working for Fade,
pretending to be Fade.
Yep, and
not
then
actually Fade.
Yeah, in a scene that I thought was really funny because if you click the Renegade option, he has 2 bodyguards, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you." And if you click the Renegade option, you and Garrus just execute the 2 guards, and they're like, "So what were you saying?" And he's like, "Okay, please, I'll show you where Fade is." Anyway, Thane. You head up with your contact at CSEC. He says that Mouse, a guy called Mouse, which is some fun Citadel lore. Mouse is a vent rat, is what they call it, I think, which are children who grow up on the Citadel. They hide in a lot of the vents because it's just one of the places only children can fit in there. And this guy at CSEC is like, "Yep. I've pulled a lot of bodies out of vents, a lot of kids' bodies from getting cut up on the vents or falling down in them." But you go find Mouse. I beat him up. You have the choice of just let him go beat him up. I beat him up.
Yeah.
And then he tells you about Elias, who is a guy who knows where Thane's son is. Also, turns out that there's a VI of Shepard that I think is very fun, which is people are buying and selling a virtual intelligence of Shepard, and then when you confront Mouse about it, he's like, "Well, you died, so all rights of your life is just public now, so people then can make VIs of you."
Which is a crazy thing to drop on us, is that, that when you die, you no
longer own the rights to your
your
mind and body.
To your mind and body.
Yep.
That's crazy. And not only is that something that is true about this world, but that doesn't become untrue if you come back to life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. It's cool. Speaking of being dead and coming back to life, there is a very funny advert that I saw when I was walking around. I like to click on all the adverts. Yeah, and one is like, "Shepard, you are dead. Would you like a funeral?"
Yes.
It's just very good.
You are dead.
You are dead. our records indicate that you died 2 years ago. It's just a stupid little
Can
joke.
I interest you in a funeral? Which I would say, yes.
Yes, please. I want to see everyone turn up to my funeral. We go to Elias. We get Elias in police custody. I beat him up as well. You can get you or Thane to be good, like a good guy or a good cop or bad cop, which I think is a fun little bit. You didn't beat up Mouse. You just convinced him.
I didn't beat up Mouse, but I did beat up Elias.
Yeah. He then tells you that there's a pot that Thane's son Kolyat is his name. His name's something.
Yes. Yes, Kolyat.
His target is a Turian who is trying to like crack down on crime in the Citadel. He's uniting a lot of people and like to in like outside of crime, and his job is to go kill him. You do a fun like kind of buddy cop. There's this really cool moment where when you find out where he is, his name's Joram. Joram is also incredibly anti-human, which we find out. He's like kind of good, but super, super anti-human. And he says the reason why he's anti-human is because we let the council die. Because we let the council die, and then the council got filled with humans. So his goal is to kick all the humans off the council. Another Turian that's anti-human. I just thought that was a very interesting topic. You do a fun thing where you're like following him. You're like in the vents walking around, and you're like following him on the floor, talking to people, getting like shopkeepers beat up for various reasons. But there's this cool bit where Thane is saying this like pre-assassination ritual, and then he says something like, I hope you pray for me or something. And then as he says it, a human walks past the camera, and then Thane has disappeared. It's really cool. You follow this guy through all the halls.
Yeah.
And then you try to stop Thane's son, because you find him, try to stop him doing the assassination. And then you like talk him down through it, which is what I ended up doing. I ended up talking him down.
I did too. Yeah.
And then his son, like, they kind of reunite, but he's like, you abandoned me though, and now you're saying I can't do what you do. And then Thane has this whole, people killed your mother to get to me, and then I hunted them for years, and then I brutally murdered them. It's like a thing where it's like, I found them.
I had a reason to be doing what I was doing.
And here's a thing where he says, like, he found them, he beat them up, and then eventually killed them. And then when you speak to Captain Bailey, that's it. Captain Bailey is your contact at Seasick. When you're speaking to him later, Bailey's like, oh, yeah, we did some I did some record searching, because he's also in the room when this is happening.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I did some searching, and yeah, no, Thane's story checks out, because a few years ago there was a horrific series of murders of this like real group of scumbags. And apparently Thane went kind of sicko mode on these guys and did some torture and murder for killing his wife. It's cool though. It's cool. It's an interesting little mission. It doesn't do a huge amount, but it's very personal, which I like.
It's very personal. It's exactly what I want from one of these, where it is just like tied very directly to Thane.
Yeah.
To Thane's story, and just like makes it just makes sense that this is his loyalty mission.
Yeah.
And I really,
it's good.
I really like it. Yeah.
It's a great mission.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay. Now, for the moment that everyone has been waiting for.
The Reaper IFF.
The Reaper IFF. So, Cerberus has been kind of investigating this Reaper that has been trapped in a brown dwarf, so is like outside of sensors. They only were able to find it because of a series of things. Mostly things that Shepard has done that has helped them find it. You get on the ship. You're walking through because the ship is now being abandoned for some reason, and you're not entirely sure why. Turns out all of Cerberus was getting indoctrinated. They were all saying the Reapers were gods. But they were also saying that they were gods in interesting ways. So they were like, no, God is a scientific term, and these things are God.
We can attain it. And
really cool. Thought it was super fun. You get trapped inside this Reaper as you get off of it.
It puts on like these barriers up so Joker can't get to you while you're. So we're locked in until we finish the job, essentially.
Every enemy in this area is a husk. So this is all the previous members of Cerberus who were here, went indoctrinated and then went crazy, and then kind of like, implanted themselves on these weird spikes and became freaky. Then you find, as some of them are running toward you, some of them get sniped, and you're like,
hey, what's going on here?
There's something aboard on this ship
Something
that is
else
sniping.
Is killing these things.
Is killing these things that is here with us. As you're running around, you find, oh my god, it's only my favorite character in this series. It's fucking Legion, who is a Geth that is hunting Reapers. The coolest fucking guy.
This is so funny because this is going back to your obsession early on with having a Darkspawn companion in Dragon Age. This is why you're obsessed with
Episode
this character.
2 of this show, I say, is there a Darkspawn companion? I'd really like one, because the most interesting character in this game is a Geth companion, who are the lead villains, these like boogeyman being indoctrinated.
Villains,
the first villains. Literally, the first enemy is a fucking Reaper. Not a Reaper, sorry, a Geth. This Geth is on this ship sniping husks, and then you find them in the Reaper core, hacking this module and trying to get the Reaper core disabled.
Because, correct me if I'm getting this mixed up, we think when we start this mission that we're gonna have to like destroy the core to the Reaper ship in order to get the shields down, which is gonna implode it.
It's going to like crash the Reaper into the sun, into this like, which is going to kill everyone inside. And Legion's like, oh, I don't want us. Also refers to you as Shepard Commander the whole time, which I think is fun. Even before, like, you see him and he says Shepard Commander. Also, perfect robot voice.
Oh, so good.
An absolutely perfect robot voice. Is garbled enough to be cool and robot, but clear enough to be understood. Perfect robot voice. Truly outstanding. I fucking love Legion. So he gets knocked out though in the process. You have this like wave fight that took me a while actually to figure out what I was supposed to be doing. You destroy the Reaper core. You then drag Legion back into the Normandy. You have a choice now before you drag them on because I brought Tally and Miranda with me. Miranda is like, we could sell it to Cerberus and get fuckloads of money. And Tally is like, no, just kill it. Kill it dead now. It's a Geth. I want it dead. And I was like, both of you shut up. We're bringing it on the ship. You bring it on the ship. Edie traps it behind a shield veil. waits for it to wake up. You then speak to it. It says, "It is Geth." And you're like, "Yeah, but what's your name?" "Geth. What's your name?" "I am," like, "we are Geth."
Geth.
And then it's like, and then Edie is like, says a Bible verse and is like, "What about Legion?" And then there's like a short second where the Geth is like, "Legion is good. Legion works."
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. Legion is a fascinatingly good character. I'm obsessed with Legion. Gives us a shit ton of lore drops immediately. The Geth called the Reapers the Old Machines. They do worship them as gods, but not all of them do. Geth process information at the speed of light. You are not speaking to one Geth. You are speaking to every single Geth that is currently alive. And that's what Legion is all Geth. Holy shit. Best fucking thing. So fucking cool.
I don't know. I really like Legion so far. Legion, and I would say characters that have been introduced in this game.
Yeah.
Grunt and Legion are standouts.
Yeah. I mean, Morden is
cool. I love a sociopath. I do.
Yeah. For me, it's Morden and Legion. They're my two. Legion is number one for the franchise. My only problem, this is so real. This is so real. He gets introduced way too late. Legion should be introduced at the collector mission before this, I think. Because he joins your team.
Fun to meet someone this late. That is cool.
It is cool, but he joins you, and then it's finale time, baby. You're like done. But how fucking cool! He also introduced that Sovereign is actually called Nazara. That's what Sovereign's name is. Sovereign is a name that people gave it. Its official Reaper name is Nazara.
Nazara.
Cool as fuck. Geth aren't evil. There are a group of Geth that want to ascend, and they are now called the Heretics, and are they have joined the Reapers and willingly become indoctrinated. But then a lot of the other Geth just disagree and just don't think that Geth should try to stand on their own feet, which means that even though Geth are a hive mind, they are still all individuals, which is really fucking cool. They are all huge. Sharing a neural network at the same time and are all sharing thoughts and feelings at every second. Again, you are talking to every Geth, but they are all separate.
Just like Sinners.
Just fucking like Sinners.
Just like
my
Sinners.
God, it's just like
Sinners. It's not exactly a hive mind. It's not like they all think and act in unison. It's that they all
They
share.
are individuals that share all information.
Yep.
It's great. It's really cool. And then you get... and then he says that he's going to need time to upload... the Reaper IFF in, because it's in him, so he's going to need time to upload it. You also can sell him to Cerberus. You get a shit ton of Renegade, but you get a bunch of money as well. Or you can go against them. And I was like, no this is my fucking boy.
No, I'm going to talk to this guy. And so they have Legion wants to work with me. I think is important. Is that there's they actually are into it, which I think is great. Wants to help, is then going to upgrade for themselves. And then the thing that now we're waiting for the Reaper IFF to be ready to be installed. And we're waiting for that to be, I guess, the thing, which is I'm waiting for that to be like triggered. Now, I haven't triggered it yet. I haven't gotten anything that tells me yet.
Sure. So you haven't done Legion's loyalty mission?
I haven't done
Brilliant. I'm really glad that I didn't start talking about it because I was just about to.
No. I was going to stop you if you did.
The best loyalty mission to me has a choice that is genuinely crazy. My favorite loyalty mission in terms of like the mission is fine. The choice is actually what I find
That's
genuinely
what I'm in
difficult.
It for.
Yeah.
That's what
it's
I'm in
the
it
only
for.
one that I sat there and I was like, ooh, how do I feel about this? It's not just like a it's also fun because of how it's also how it's presented to you is also interesting.
Okay.
It's all cool and good, and I got Legion. I immediately started doing missions with him because I was like, I need as much time out of my son as I can get.
Yeah.
So I took him down to Jacob's planet, and he was the one that was like, or rather, not he, it. Specifically, Legion says we is what it is because it's a robot, but we because
and
it's an entirely
also a
shared mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this fucking robot. I love him so much.
Good. It's really good.
Refers
I'm
to
really
Tally as creator Tally Zora and Shepard as Shepard Commander, which I think is cool. It refers to all Quarians as like creator and then the name because Quarians created the Geth. And you specifically as your name and then title. They just have a really interesting way of talking. And has the thing that I wanted. A Darkspawn companion would have been really fucking cool. We should have got the original Veilguard where they had a Darkspawn companion as one of your main people.
We should have had the Patchwork crew. We should have
had the
Patchwork crew.
I'm going to shoot myself in the face. I'm so mad about it because the thing that swung it for me in Dragon Age was that it proved in Awakening that they are a shared society. It is a society that can think and feel on their own, just like what Legion is doing now, where Legion is a Geth, which is supposed to be this mindless, easily indoctrinatable robot, but it's proving that it's not. Like, you know, Legion is proving, no, we can form a society, and we are not just this kind of like mindless group of killing machines. We have thoughts and opinions on stuff, which is really fucking cool. And it adds another one of my favorite dynamics to the crew, which is Legion and Tally. Two people.
Creator and
Tally, who is like, this person did a genocide on my people, and Legion said, we have no animosity to you. You created and then put us immediately into slavery. There's no animosity toward you that we have, that we just but defended ourselves to get out, and it's your fault.
And that's a fact. Yeah,
the best shit in the world.
Which
it's
is
just
the same.
So cool.
Jack and Miranda is similar to me.
Yeah,
it's like you work for the organization that did this to me.
Yeah, and it's just
and
cool.
You're loyal to them still.
Yeah.
How do you think I'm supposed to feel about you?
It's just the coolest character. I just love Legion so much. Honestly, when I say I've been biding my time about this character and how interesting I find...
I can't believe you haven't like spoiled a single thing about it. I'm really proud of you.
It was been tough. I've almost so many times. There are several points in the show where I'm like, I have to stop talking about it because we'll find about it at Mass Effect 2. And every single time it's because I want to bring up Legion as the most interesting thing about Mass Effect. And a thing that they should have done... I genuinely think they should have done it in Dragon Age. I think that would have been, and I think that would have been fantastic.
Veilguard would have been the time too, like that finale, that kind of, epic ending to this long story would have been the time to put that in
a Darkspawn in. So fucking cool.
And also to also be proof that what was happening is different from a blight. Like,
Yeah.
It can't be a blight if there are Darkspawn able to function with their thoughts and independence and stuff like that.
And imagine having a Darkspawn, much like in Mass Effect 2, imagine having a Darkspawn and having the Darkspawn fight with you against the Blight, because the Darkspawn's like, I don't want to lose my mind. And
I don't
will.
want to be...
If
right,
this happens,
and I will if
I'm
we
going to
don't
lose my
beat
mind.
this.
And
Yeah.
that's what Legion's doing. Legion is like,
Right.
if the Reapers come, I'm probably going to lose my mind. And I'm going to become a mindless Geth.
full automaton. I become...
And I want to
lose my
instead
sentience.
fight. Because also, what's fascinating about Legion doesn't want independence. Legion's like, I'm not trying to break from the hive mind.
No.
I just want to not be a fucking robot. I
Right.
want to not be indoctrinated. And the heretics, this thing that it calls all the Geth that are for the Reapers, are not like wrong. They just are trying a different path to us, which is fascinating. Because, oh my god, because it talks about this when you're talking about, just talking about Geth. It says, us Geth don't have conflict like organic races, because we see every single perspective. We see the perspective of the person we're talking to, because all of our memories are instantly shared as soon as we're next to each other. So it's just what a fascinating thing. That's like, oh, there's a society that has no animosity to one another, because you can see how someone was pushed to that decision, because it's like, because I'm you and you're me. It's great. What a fucking cool creature.
It's so cool, and it's so good to meet this character after we have spent so much time doing nothing but fight them.
Yeah.
You know?
Holy shit.
Like,
I get the same excitement from Legion that I do finding the Architect.
Oh,
it's the
for
same
sure.
feeling
for
that
sure.
I have.
Yes,
it's just so
I
cool
see that.
seeing.
I see it.
Oh, you thought these things were like mindless villains? No, they're not. They have thoughts and feelings and are just a villain because you fought them. That's why they're villains. It's great.
They're villains because they were under the control of something,
of a
greater
greater thing. Yeah.
Right, that is causing them to do this harm.
The Geth and the Darkspawn are the same enemy in a different font. It is a group of things that, were put under control of by either a god or a sci-fi god. Those are the two different ones. And it's just fun to see one be part of the crew fighting against doing that again in the future. It's great.
It's so good. It's
really
good.
And I'm greatly saddened at the fact that, because DA2 came out after Mass Effect 2, and then DAI obviously did, and it's like, damn, I feel like something in me says that David Gator wanted to put in Darkspawn being sentient societies having a Darkspawn companion in earlier.
100%.
But then Mass Effect did it, and then they were like, well, we can't anymore. We can't just, because then it's just copying the homework of the person that works right next to you. So then was like, let's push it. Veilguard happened. Let's do it for the Veilguard. Because they dropped the Awakening storyline. The best bit in Dragon Age is the Awakening storyline. They dropped it, and then I just feel like it's so. It's so matched.
The thing that happened though is that it's true that it did get dropped a little bit, but they didn't retcon it. Like we just don't deal with a lot of Darkspawn after that point, because they stopped being the central.
Them.
We're always fighting them, but it's we fight very few of them in Inquisition. We only fight them in DA2 when we go
into the deep roads.
The deep roads.
But they are still there.
They're still there, but we're not like confronting them in a complex way. And they're not the prevalent enemy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so I still think there was a lot of room to, because the story then shifts and starts to really focus on like the difference between the two prevalent religions, the
that's true.
You know, Androstrianism versus the elven gods, and what's true and what's not, and who, you know, like that kind of stuff.
I agree, but I do think that there is something in the argument of it was going to be a bigger storyline, and then Legion came in. Because it might very well be a thing of like the Mass Effect 2 writer just copied the homework of the Dragon Age people, and we're like, what if?
There is a thing historically with BioWare where they have, since Mass Effect's inception, have always been like, we need to put all of our resources towards Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Despite Dragon Age being the more popular series. It has been, no, the people want sci-fi. We have to invest more everything all the money into in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And that has been like kind of a notorious like siphon for resources in terms of writers and devs and advertising budgets and stuff like that has all kind of over the years been taken from the Dragon Age team and put into the Mass Effect team.
Sure.
Which later down the line, I know there's some controversy that I'm going to brush up on so that I can speak on it more eloquently. But there was some surrounding Andromeda.
Sure.
That I will make sure I know my shit about before we get there.
That's going to be interesting because I haven't played Andromeda. Andromeda is the one Mass Effect I haven't played. So that will be fun.
Which is fun.
I feel like it's going to be a very you with the Veilguard, we with Andromeda kind of thing where it's like we're both going in very blind.
I do like that. I like that a lot.
Anyway, that's us.
Hey, Robin.
Hello.
When do you want to record next?
Whoa. Next week, we are finishing Mass Effect 2. We are doing The Moment, which you're going to love.
I'm going to nut, I think, yeah.
You're going to nut pretty hard. It's fucking awesome. And then you're going to be doing Legion's loyalty mission, and then we're going to be doing the finale. Then we are going to talk about how the finale of Mass Effect 2 is just the finale of the Veilguard in a way that's truly fascinating to me.
I can't wait.
And then the week after next, we're gonna do Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3, interesting game to try and schedule. I've been thinking about it. There are hundreds of missions in it, and I don't think that game is that long, but it's in 3 major acts. And I'm wondering if we want to do Act 1, 2, 3, and I don't really want to do that. I would way rather us take it slower. But we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Anyway, to answer your previous question, can it wait for a minute? I'm in the middle of some calibrations.
Fine.